Hi everybody, and welcome back to my video series. Brad Newton from SeekFitLife.tv. The date is the 21st of April 2017. I am 16 days out from stepping on the stage for my very next fitness model competition. This is a journey of me documenting my life and my preparation, my contest prep for the world titles in Thailand in June 2017, 26th of June 2017. I want to talk about how my family do not know that I'm a fitness model competitor and the reasons why. And so, firstly, I want to say before I get razzed out in the comments that firstly, I don't care what my parents think. I'm 31. I don't care. It doesn't matter, right? I'm old enough. But I do care enough about how I feel like at times they should know what I'm doing because we're family, right? But I haven't shared it with them because I know exactly how they feel about me and my accomplishments in general. So for example, to give you a backstory, I was raised predominantly by my father. And so as I grew up, I was always very driven and very passionate about everything I did. I went to university and I studied Bachelor of Science, and I did that for 5 years and I graduated. And so I did all that myself. I worked a number of jobs. You know how it is. You work all these jobs, you get yourself through uni, pay for your textbooks, you know, that kind of shit. So I did that. Graduated. And then my dad, who was effectively the role model in my family, because that's who I was raised as an only child. And so I only had my father. And so he, was the only one there growing up. And he said he would come to the graduation. I lived in Sydney at the time. He lived in a different state. And he said, I'll definitely come and see you at your graduation. Awesome, fantastic. 2 weeks out, he cancelled because he didn't feel like going to my graduation. And then a month later, he flew down to pick up a car that he purchased on Gumtree to drive home. Now, Gumtree is like Craigslist, right? From the American audience. He bought a car off the internet, flew down, drove it back a month after my graduation. And then, of course, I went to aviation college and I did my aviation studies to become a pilot. So I have a pilot's license. And so I'm not just a pretty face. So I did all that. And so, not much there either. And then I went on to transform my body. Not much there either. If you know my story, I was sick all the time. I was in and out of hospital. He didn't even know that I was in and out of hospital, right? It's crazy, isn't it? And then when I decided to compete for the first time, literally I made that decision 5-6 months ago to compete in my first ever fitness model competition. I never told him. I never told him that I was preparing for the competition. Why would I? Because based on previous experience, he hadn't responded in a way that I'd expected. It's like the reactions we're talking about are, oh, that's good. Oh, why would you do that? Like, they're the kind of reactions we're talking about. And then it'd be a massive lecture about why I shouldn't be doing it. Why I should be doing something else. So that's why contest prep has never been brought up. And so I went on to win my first ever fitness model competition 6 weeks ago. I won the first place. And I was just going to kneel down, right? So of course, these trophies here, which you might have seen if you've watched the videos of me filming out in the other room, they sit behind me, right? These two here. So I won first place in 2 separate divisions. Now, of course, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that I won. He doesn't know that I competed. He doesn't know that I'm doing the world titles, that I have the choice to go and do the world titles in June. He doesn't know that I have the choice to do the nationals here in Australia in October. He doesn't know that. And so it comes as a shock to some people in my inner circle, but it's not a shock to me because I know the background story. And so the real punchline of why I'm doing this video is not to be a big sob story about, oh, my parents don't know my father. That doesn't matter. Like, I'm 31, it doesn't fucking matter. But here's the punchline. You have to be your own biggest fan always. Always. You have to be your own raving fan every day. Every day. You can't rely on your parents to give you validation, because I think at some level I was at some level looking for that. Because he was the person I grew up with. Deep down, I think I was. A little bit. Even though I was always self-motivated and driven, like my dad was never behind me going, go son. Never, ever. It was always me. I had the fire in my own belly. I turned that fire on and off at my own disposal every time. And so you should never ever, and this the real punchline of this is you should never ever rely on somebody else to give you that push. You know, like, oh, come on, Sam, you got this. Like, it's nice, but I don't think it's good to have your motivation dependent upon somebody else's validation of you. You know, and so I think my drive and my passion for everything, like I put everything into everything I do. Like when I do my videos, I give it everything, right? When I do my courses, I do it everything. My flight training, everything. I want to be the best at what I do. Although the best doesn't exist and perfection doesn't exist, I know that if I do my best at any moment of time, that I can walk away saying, you know what, I did it. You know, I did it the best I could. And so that's internal satisfaction. It's an internal fire. It's motivation from the inside. Never, ever, ever, ever try and do it for your parents. Try and do it for your friends. If you, whatever it is, weight loss, transformation, whatever it is, do it for you. Because quite frankly, in the contest prep world, if you're a competitor watching this, you might know that people are not very supportive of you. It's interesting because now I speak to those that are non-competing, just how many people in the world actually ostracize us, it seems, because we're considered to be unhealthy. We are considered to be strange, obsessed people that all we think about are our physiques. Which is a lot of bullshit for some of us, because I know myself, I'm a pilot, I have a pilot's license, I'm a fucking scuba diver. I love adventure sports, you know? And yeah, I spend more time in the gym now because I'm doing competitions. But prior to 3, 4, 5 months, I was out there scuba diving, cave diving, you know, in aeroplanes, flying around. I love that. So when people say you're obsessed, I think they mean dedication, and they've just used the wrong word. There's a difference. And I think I'd rather be obsessed about something like that than be obsessed about Netflix. Right? So a little bit of a rant, right? I had to get it out there. Had to get it out there. So if you have any questions, reach out to me, Brad at seekfitlife.com. You must be always your own biggest fan every day.